All right, so I'm going to talk about my first session that I went to today, which was VR and studying the effects of VR therapy for brain health. I'll start by saying I'm Jack. I'm a senior at the University of Denver, and I'm an undergraduate. And the people who were in the panel today were one was from Stanford University. The other was from Mind VR, which is a therapeutic VR tech company. And then there was one other. I actually don't quite remember where she was from, but she was very informative, and she kind of led a lot of the discussion. So it started out kind of talking about how what basically every 3 seconds someone is diagnosed with dementia, and it's going to increase pretty much every year, especially in the world that we live in today with so much stimulation and a lot of isolation, especially since COVID. And one of the points they made is that COVID indirectly caused a lot of kind of stress and depression, will eventually lead to a lot more cases of Alzheimer's potentially. So what they're trying to do is to identify those early, and also use VR as a way to help people not only with Alzheimer's but also with dementia in general. They're hoping to use this as an alternative to traditional senior care homes, which it can actually be very damaging for a lot of elderly people, given the kind of isolation that they have, kind of away from all their families and their loved ones. And they thought that without having them be placed in kind of like a separate space, they could integrate them into the environment now, and kind of use VR as a way to help them with their treatment, not just kind of like quarantining them, separating them from everyone else. They also talked a lot about how they think that empathy was created for us in the pandemic, kind of seeing how all of the isolation came into place. We were kind of able, the modern everyday young person was able to understand kind of the pain that some of the elderly felt and were going through. So another important part was they said that not only VR is trying to help this problem, but also Fitbits, Apple Watch, various other wearables and technologies that are coming out. Their goal is to kind of have this VR tech be on your glasses. So instead of giant bulky things, someday it's going to be just like on your prescription glasses, and you'll be able to use it that way. There's also a number of advancements, including 5G, machine learning. I already mentioned wearables that are contributing to kind of this brain health. And the difference with VR and just kind of like a TV, it's much better of a distraction, is what they were saying, and it's much more of an experience, and that can kind of move you a lot better than just like sitting in front of a TV would, or a computer screen. And there's actually real deep emotions and memories that are created through these VR experiences, especially from a grandparent to a grandchild. And then another thing is you'll be able to lock down a lot of the data that is collected through VR and health data with blockchain. So that will be a plus of that. And then also anything from telling you to turn the thermostat down or turn the TV off, especially with Alzheimer's, that can be very helpful with memory difficulties in the future. And another part of it is the accountability part of it, and someday the idea is to have an avatar of your future self, and the wearables or VR will be able to kind of track that and track your biometrics and show you kind of like what path you're on, and that can motivate you to change it. So this is really exciting technology, and it's going to be a huge part of our world in the future.